Nottingham Forest target Trevoh Chalobah is ready to leave Chelsea in the January transfer window, it has been claimed. Forest and Bayern Munich made offers for the defender this past summer, but were not successful. The 24-year-old has fallen down the pecking order at Stamford Bridge, with recent arrivals Benoit Badiashile and Axel Disasi leapfrogging him. According to 90 Minutes, Chalobah is prepared to explore a transfer in the winter window, and that could prompt Forest to reignite their interest. It said that Chelsea would prefer a permanent move rather than a loan, which would suit Forest as they already have Andre Santos on loan from Stamford Bridge. Chalobah, who has not featured since suffering an injury during preseason, had offers from Bayern Munich and Nottingham Forest during the summer window, but an agreement could not be struck with either suitor. The 24-year-old Cobham graduate has since spoken with manager Mauricio Pochettino about his future. The boss already has Levi Colwill, Thiago Silva, Benoit Badiashile and Axel Disasi at his disposal in the center of defense, while £75 million signing Wesley Fofana will be added to the mix when he returns from his long-term injury, leaving competition for minutes incredibly high. As a result, sources have confirmed to 90 Minutes that Chalobah is prepared to explore a move away from Stamford Bridge in the January transfer window. A permanent sale would be preferable for Chelsea, who are still working to raise money after 3 windows of immense spending, but the Blues are prepared to entertain loan offers if they prove to be financially beneficial. Arsenal could find themselves beaten to the punch in the hunt for a Ukrainian star for the second January window in succession amid claims Chelsea are stepping up their interest in Georgi Sudakov. The Gunners and the Blues locked horns last January in the hunt to sign Michailo Mudryk, with Chelsea ultimately outbidding Arsenal and paying an eye-watering fee that will eventually top £88.5 million once bonuses and add-ons have been activated. With Todd Boehly and co. pinching the deal from Arsenal's grasp at the 11th hour, the news came as a blow for Arsenal and resulted in Mikel Arteta and co. instead signing Leandro Trossard instead. However, the form of the pair in the intervening months suggests it's Arsenal who have benefited most from Chelsea's trigger-happy spending. Indeed, as things stand, Mudryk has just 1 goal and 2 assists for the Blues from 25 appearances. Trossard, by contrast, has adapted well to his new surroundings, scoring 4 times in 29 games and adding 11 assists. To that end, Arsenal probably have few regrets at the way events transpired given the success of the 2 players since, albeit there is a belief at Chelsea that Mudryk will become a top star once he adapts to his surroundings. In the meantime, we exclusively revealed on Friday that Arsenal and Chelsea are ready to lock horns once again for another Ukrainian star in Sudakov. The midfielder has been earning rave reviews for Shakhtar Donetsk, with his form alerting Juventus, who see the 7-times capped star as a potential replacement for Paul Pogba. However, despite already making an approach to Shakhtar, we understand the Bayern Canary are becoming increasingly wary of competition from Premier League sides for Sudakov. Chelsea welcome Arsenal to Stamford Bridge on Saturday evening as the Blues aim to continue their pre-international break form. Mauricio Pochettino's side managed to put back-to-back wins together to bring some positivity to the club following an awful start to the season. And they'll be keen to add another 3 points to their tally as they host their London rivals who are yet to lose a game in the Premier League. Arsenal head into this one off the back of a huge 1-0 win over Manchester City that proved Mikel Arteta's men are well up for another title challenge. The Gunners beat Chelsea home and away last season and will be eager to maintain their unbeaten run. Reece James could be set for a return from injury for Chelsea, but he may not be risked just yet after his latest setback. Cole Palmer and Michailo Mudryk picked up knocks on international duty but are expected to be fit enough to feature this weekend. Benoit Badiashile and Carney Chukwuemeka are likely to be back in action, but the same can't be said for Ben Chilwell, Wesley Fofana, or Christopher Nkunku, who remain out. Romeo Lavia has also suffered a setback in his recovery, which means his wait for a first Blues appearance continues. Arsenal may welcome back Bukayo Saka after he missed the Gunners' thrilling win over Manchester City before the international break. Saka pulled out of the England squad and has spent the last week recovering. Gabriel Martinelli is back in action, but Leandro Trossard is carrying a knock and Thomas Partey is still working back to full fitness. They also remain without Jurrien Timber, who continues his recovery from an ACL injury. Chelsea versus Arsenal, what has been said? Former Arsenal defender Rob Holding has praised Gunners boss Arteta for his impact on the club since his arrival in 2019. He told TalkSport, "With Arteta now they've got a hell of a manager who's going to go on to do great things. His tactical awareness and how he sees the game is incredible. I didn't realize how much I didn't know about football until I'd been in a meeting with him a few times, and you start to think that he sees football differently to how anyone has seen it in the world around me. The way they've started the season, I'm sure they can carry on and go for another title charge." Barcelona are keen to sign Chelsea left-back Ian Maatsen next summer as they search for a long-term replacement for Marcos Alonso. The Blues terminated Alonso's contract in the summer of 2022 before signing with Barcelona a few days later until 2024, which is expected to end at the end of the current season. Maatsen has played just 84 minutes in the Premier League this season for Chelsea, the majority of which came against Fulham after replacing the injured Mykhailo Mudryk at halftime. Maatsen's 2 appearances came in the Carabao Cup, when the Blues beat AFC Wimbledon and Brighton at Stamford Bridge in the opening 2 rounds. On transfer deadline day, Maatsen looked set to leave the club permanently to join Burnley after Chelsea agreed a £30 million loan bond deal. The 21-year-old spent last season on loan at Turf Moor under Vincent Kompany and was an influential figure in their Premier League promotion. However, despite his links with Burnley, Maatsen chose to reject the move and fight for his place in West London. Although he has made a few appearances, given the injury crisis Chelsea have suffered, especially at fullback, the decision to stay on may thus far be unwarranted. Still, there's plenty of season left, but first, a big contract decision awaits. Numbers, as they say, don't lie. Crucially for Chelsea and Mauricio Pochettino, the numbers tell quite the story. From preseason until now, no player has played more minutes for the Blues than Conor Gallagher. The 23-year-old has started 9 of the 10 games so far this term, all 8 in the league, and has worn the captain's armband now on 5 of them. Gallagher was nearly sold towards the end of the summer. If there's ever a way to anger a manager, then it's to publicly make one of their most trusted players viewed as far from indispensable. The reality at Stamford Bridge is that Gallagher is undroppable, but the actions from the board indicate a very different story. Heading into deadline day, there was very little for Chelsea to actually do, but, via consistent reports and briefs from the club, it became apparent that keeping a Chelsea fan with a track record of impressive Premier League displays wasn't something of much importance. Although things never truly kicked on and Tottenham didn't make an offer, it never felt like it was out of equation. Quite how a player can be seen in such contrasting lights by 2 factions of the club at the same time is remarkable, but the cream often rises to the top, and Gallagher really is worthy of his place. He is in the top 5 players in the squad when it comes to shots, passes, progressive passing distance, shot-creating actions, tackles, blocks, interceptions, clearances, touches, take-ons, carries and times fouled. It was previously slightly to his detriment that Gallagher had such versatility and wide-ranging skills. His off-ball work was commonly used alongside hustle, tenacity, lung size, and sheer energy as the main reason for him, but across the board he is now showing what a quality player he is.